Hey there folks, and welcome to GT7 weekly challenges of June week 1, in other words June 6th to June 12th. Starting with the pickup truck race at Daytona Tri-Oval. There's a big old roundabout track. And I am driving a Toyota Tundra TRD. But not just any Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, I believe it's called. Is a Toyota Tundra with the SC430 race car motor, so this is the engine swap to show. Which, for an engine swap, not bad for a 600 pp, but anything higher really is not really that great. It is an okay 650 pp racer. Certainly it's a race car motor, so it's gonna have high fuel mileage. Thanks, sure. I want to say fuel mileage is like high reduced cut because it's a race car motor. Because you see, when it comes to the whole fuel mileage thing, they base it on the motor. So, like example, if it's a race car, their fuel is not going to be sucked down a lot compared to, I want to say, real life standards. So to say, because if this was real life, this would be a different situation on about this. But the Toyota Tundra is basically, with this motor, is pretty dang good. It's probably the best truck as a result with this race car motor. Because the SC430 is a grade 2 race car with GT500 around 2008, so it's really good for its setup. And the Tundra I have here is based off the snow one that you've seen before on, I believe, a snow race I did. This is that Tundra, so I just slapped the engine in this one. It's like, okay, whatever. I'll probably turn around and switch that though, but for now it is what it is. Yeah, you got all these other contenders, but yeah, they're not gonna hit at any level as high as I am in terms of miles per hour. Which, for a truck, technically you really don't want a really fast truck anyways, because they really can't really go to 200 miles per hour. I will note they can, but it's just not healthy to begin with. At best, I guess the 160 mile per hour range, what it feels like. Or anything higher, I think it just eats the fuel for life. I guess yeah, just looking at all these trucks and stuff. Interesting vinyl this time around. I think they changed the vinyl a bit, maybe. But honestly, they put a lot of work when it comes to detailing the trucks, most of the cases. You got Taxico one. Shocking. Yeah, some of these are wearing comfort mediums. I think one of them was wearing a sports cards. This one has green wheels. That's weird. That's a very weird Ford one. But then again, it's either Ford versus Tundra. We really need a new truck. We really need a new truck. Sooner or later. Come on, I'll get a new Tundra. Where's the Dodge Ram TRX, for God's sakes? You guys, it's like Tundra versus F-150, but if you're gonna be different, you gotta have an engine. You need an engine swap to look different. Which the F-150 is not a great case because that's the Maverick motor. And if you don't know about the Maverick motor, while you get high horsepower, you eat your fuel for a living. And stuff. But for the Tundra TRD, it gets easily like one of the best motors for it. So that's a good part. I'm just passing by these other trucks. Luckily it's a short race. And then again, it's gotta be a short race at Daytona. I prefer Talladega more. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot to say it the right way. Daytona. You know I'm calling Daytona. But yeah, I just crossed the line because I was just checking around. I can't recall if there was more to that or not. But yeah, it's that race. On to the next race, which is the Sylvia Sisters at Tokyo Expressway, south clockwise. Which I am driving a Sylvia K's Aero S14, in other words. Not just ES14, an S14 with the C7 Corvette motor. That punches it to like 660, as you've seen there in the stat wise. And in the performance of 750 pp. Although, I'm gonna say loosely on that because this thing wheels out pretty bad. I even raised the right height and everything on top of it, I must say. But, to say though, it's not a bad car at the end of it. It's just, I probably would say at this point it's a drift car more than a regular car. Or if you have to, just lower it down to 700 pp for maybe a decent racing build at the end of the day. But I'll have to hard check it to see if it's worth it for the 750 pp or not. That's a lot of horsepower punched into it. Although it does weigh like, I think 2,500 pounds, so that's pretty light. It's a lot lighter than the regular C7, I think. And then I just passed everyone because, yeah, I did not give no F's about this event at the end of the day. I just want to get done and over. Which, another reason why I want to get done and over with, though, is because I also did the decal for that. And I did 2 this week. I did 2 decals. This was one of them, and the other one's up next. So I went back to back doing vinyls that are kind of based off of other race cars. Considering this has the RSR on the side, and the RSR race car is the GT300 race car. It's based off. But it's a lot different though, because it has a blue on the side for one thing, and a couple different decals I did, and different placements. Overall, it's just like a sort of remix, sort of not. And then the decal is a lot longer in the front. Like I covered the whole front instead of having that sharp cut that you had on there. But yeah, to mention though, because you'd think this be a very, I want to say, simplified event that these Sylvias are all using their regular motors. Not quite on that. They also use an engine swaps too. I will say. So I think one of these is using C7 as well. I don't know which one. So I can't hear the audio, of course, because they never add the whole audio when you talk and stuff, which I don't understand that, so I'm sorry to not mention that. At best, I'm just going to commentate what I'm seeing. Sadly. So in case you ever wonder why I don't commentate over some sounds and stuff, that's why. And that's what sucks about the whole commentary part. Which I don't know why the audio is cut out, but it just is. But to say though, there's also the other cars like the Sylvia Q, I believe, also got interesting engine swap too, because I think one of them got a super motor, a 2JZ to say, as such. Yep, so I'm just trying to hightail, get there as quick as I can to look at all the decals of the cars, which some of them got decals, some of them don't have any decals. But they do have the cosmetics though, which is a good part, like the duck fin to roll bar and such. That one just looks normal. I'm gonna make that one there. Looks kind of normal. You got this one here, which is not bad. But you're probably the slowest one, which yeah, I decided to like drift the car because I was curious like how well does it drift. It's not great. Have to control a little bit. But yeah, you can drift it. Which I'm not surprised, it's a Sylvia. Should be able to drift it. Although I will say, unlike a true node though, at least you can get crazy. Yeah, because when it came to the birth of the Sylvia at first was like basically on par with performance with the true node. In fact, I'm surprised it's just not a rival standoff between the Sylvia and a true node at the end of the day, because they both had a motor that was only 120 horsepower. Although the Silvio later got bumped up to 212 and such. Yeah, I believe 256 for Targa 2 or 115 or S15 on it. Not 115. I don't know where that came from. Yep, up to the last corner because I decided to just dance with the car a good bit. This was a short race at the end of the day. I just want to hightail it at the end of the day. That basically ends that bit. I spent an hour decal for that, as the saying goes. On to the special event at Tokyo Expressway South counterclockwise. We're doing the opposite route. And I am driving the Civic Type R FK, I believe. This ain't the FL. This is the FK one. But yeah, FK, basically a very, famous one because, the K-Series motor. It started the whole K-Series motor craze. Where everyone just wanted to put this motor into every car they could find. Because of its, high reliability, high efficiency, and how easy it is just to put it together at the end of it. It's a very modular motor and such. So I'm not surprised on how good for a cephalopod looking car at the end of it. But yeah, I gotta say, for a hatchback, it's kind of weird because they tried to blend both the sedan and the hatchback design together, which kind of made a Toyota Purist design as well. It's almost like they wanted to make a Toyota Purist, but they still want to keep it sporty. But maybe add a hybrid transmission to it. Or not transmission, but power setup. It's surprising they didn't. I don't think. But if there is, it's somewhere. I just know the new one got it now, which is gonna be interesting because I wanted to kind of help the back tires a bit. Because as you can probably see, the biggest problem with the FK here, you can't steer at all when it has that high power of 450 or so there. Yeah, got a lot. Shoved them out of the way. Got a lot of contenders there and such. Yeah, now driving through here and such. Yeah, the only problem is I can't hear the audio whatsoever, so if there's just some other additional noises, well, I can't really say much because the commentary doesn't allow me to hear it for some reason. I don't understand that. Just, yeah, there's the spoon. I saw a spoon. And this weird white one again. It has to be initial D or something, I'm thinking. And then you got the race car. Racing modified or some kind of Group A race car too. Like a big cars. The egg. Oh boy, I just realized it. I just realized the short saying for the FK here. The pook. Or the FL's poof. Because yeah, I always made like a quick name to them at the end of the day. Instead of say EG, egg. And then you got the F. Fuck, that's funny. This thing goes, you got the eek. Spoon. Spoon eek. Another spoon. Yeah, there's two spoons. Because you had the tuner one and you had the race car. Race car won any day, so for that vinyl along there. And then you got this cool one here, which I believe that might be the CRXs too. And then there's a Webster one here. I think that's another race car one for sure. That's like this one too. But I could sort that one up there is a CRX race car vinyl, so. Yeah, the F Civic is interesting because I believe it also kind of represents the CRX too on top of it. Then you got this orange sunburnt orange one going on here. You got the Advent. That's a fun one. Yeah, they made a lot of colorful race cars, I gotta say. So even the F got a couple good ones too. Very Japanese traditional ones, but they're pretty cool. Awesome. They got a weird blue-white one here. Very pretty. Very unique in that regards. And we got the egg, but it is kind of funny as SIR for those things. SR2. We got the Brighton race car. And then we got the Burn race car for the F. It's probably tough we call it something else because you can't use a legitimate final or otherwise it might get copyrighted. And then we have a CRV. Yeah, they did add the CRV for this. Because yeah, we're doing like a different route, unlike the last one, which the last one was pretty good, I guess. This one's also pretty good too, I guess, as well. Yeah, you got a bunch of pedestrian vehicles. Cause yeah, I love it that this is how unique this event is. It's very unique in regards. But yeah, I think that's me coming up here in a bit. Also, turns that's a highest van. Yeah, it's kind of funny now they have a CRV. Makes sense though. CRVs are pedestrian. Hey, I just don't blame you for passing this thing here. Yeah, this is a 600 pp build for the car. Yeah, surprisingly, the FK can. I will say 5 for this because I'll probably just use the letters for the F series. But for to start an F series, this as a 600 pp is not bad, but you know that acceleration stutter because the front can't control it that much. Also, yeah, just look at what's going on here because you have this whole pack just bashing through on the back of this guy's car. It's like, holy crap. Show it again just in case. Yeah, just look at this, like, ooh, dang. They did not want to stop for him. I want to shove him around. Welcome to the AI. And now back to the highest van. How you doing around this? Yeah, they gotta do special cuts for this case because yeah, you know, we might as well show how the AIs react around the pedestrian vehicles. Boy, they freak out. Oh crap! A spoon. Ooh, I think the spoon just in the rear. Oh crap! I think the other spoon was about to him. Dang, they're just swerving. That's just so funny. CRV, don't mind him, he's just driving. Get that to be me! It would be funny if they can use the car horn, because they'll be using it like that like no tomorrow. Get the frick out of the way! My god. Oh yeah, I guess an interesting case. I think this is the one that turns to daylight for this case, because the other one I think stayed nighttime. And now just watching the other contenders as they get there as quick as they can. Yeah, it's just kind of cool just seeing pedestrian vehicles in the race. And in the future, when they do a car race or 30, it would get more interesting. They haven't did that yet. They slapped the Mario Kart 4's face, though. As the thing goes. Yeah, I think they just upped their positions to 20. Was it worth it? I don't know. You like their bland tracks? As the thing goes. Yeah, now to the last bit of the curve turns here. Yeah, I'm just hightailing it at the end of there. I will say, still a good event though. I was just fast for this competition. I need to try a 550 PP build next time. I just want to try the FK because I feel like I want to go down the line, and also I want to make the vinyl for that. Because yeah, that's the second car I did for vinyl with that one. But onto the European Clubman Cup 600 at Nürburgring Nordschleife. And I am driving the Ferrari VGT because, to be honest, I really don't want to stay on this track for that long. It's 2 laps for this one. I gotta say. Does it pay pretty well? Yeah, it kind of pays pretty well. I love the cuts on this though, because when you try to switch between cars, it'll sometimes cut very bad. As you see there. Because there's only one portion of the track until you get to that next portion. Hello, loading. But anyways. But yeah, I decided to drive the Ferrari GT because I don't know where else to put this car at. Up someone's bunhole, I feel like, though. So this car is a sad excuse, I'll say that much. It definitely needs a big old nerf on its performance numbers, because if I'm able to use it as an 800, that might change everything. But for now, where it sits, it's not good. Not good at all, Jimmy. Let's see how it goes. But for now, I guess I'll just toss it in here, because for one thing, at least it's fast, so it'll get this event out of the way. And the other thing is somehow a road car. You know, it has no car horn, but it has the fundamentals of a car apparently. I don't even know how, because I know this is going to get the Loft Ferrari treatment, where it's going to be a track-only car. You can't tell me otherwise, Ferrari. You cannot tell me otherwise. There's no way for this to be a legal road car. But yeah, just driving through the pack as of now. Heck, the other thing, oh, I think I realized. If it fits there, I don't know if it fits there. I'm liking the 690 PP with the sports soft. Because that's a series in the future I have plans to make it too. It's like some kind of Fast and Furious one. Some kind of crazy Fast and Furious one I'm making. Yep, there's Mr. V Gallo with his Alfa Romeo Guayla GTA-M. Yeah, he's in the front throughout this race, by the way, and your goal is to chase his butt. I had kind of PTSD on this track specifically because the fact you have to give chase on this guy, even though he is not using a 600 PP car. He's using definitely higher than 600 PP. I'll tell you that much. So how much this car shreds its tires on the way there. What sounds like. It's definitely faster than normal. But not faster than this thing. At least. This crazy hyperactive car. I don't know when. I kind of wonder when Ford's going to do their VGT in response. And hopefully something that's quick. That's crazy quick. Maybe something crazy design for the Ford GT perhaps, or something crazy for their Cobra, Ford Cobra. Because yeah, there was a Cobra before, but they canceled it because I believe the motor or something. Motor, and I think the design wasn't that great for the car. A lot of people didn't like the design of the 06 Cobra, I believe. So, it probably wasn't actually 06, it's probably 05, but to say though, I think it was using a Ford GT motor. Oh no, because it was using a Ford GT motor, because that motor later goes to the Ford GT, just so it gets kind of weird. It's really weird on that one. I think at the end of the day, I think people just didn't like it and they didn't made it in response. So it was going to be a modern Cobra, but no one didn't really like the concept design at all. Although I'm not surprised. But yeah, you got other candidates like the Mercedes, the Countach, Tuscan Speed 6, K-Man, GT4, Mario, new Vantage S 2015. But honestly, I'm not seeing a new Vantage. That's the weird part. I'm just seeing the... Yeah, honestly, when it came to this event, it felt like they just chucked it in because these are the same candidates from the last event, to be honest. Or last time, or when I say last time, I mean when I done this event before. These are the same cars. This part. But the only one I'm thinking different is maybe the Z8. Maybe that one. So all the other ones look like pretty much the same. That's right, Testarossa. Alright, who's been playing Outrun? And then you got Alfa Romeo 4C that's actually high-tailing it there too. He's pretty quick. Definitely. And then you got a 911, a 930 model. And you got the M3 in the back. Let's see here. Let's try him. And then another 911. Also 930? Probably. Or no, I think that's a 964. Then Scirocco Awe. The Magani RS trophy. I don't know, a lot of people say Magan or Magani. I like Magani. But, and then you got Clio. E624V. I don't know why it has the battery part on it. That's the weird part. Oh, it has a 24 volts. That's special. That was special during that year. GT Coupe and a DS3 racing. But yeah, I'm just trying to get there as quick as I can because it's Nordschleifer, and if you don't know Nordschleifer, it is a very long track. It's in 6 minutes. Eat your heart out, Mario Kart. Unless we're talking about 64, that's actually where the 64 Rainbow Road might end right there. But yeah, eat your heart out. I might have been looking around on Mario Kart shit because recently Switch 2 came out and the only thing they have is Mario Kart. Just you. Sorry, no. Wait until a little defender with his little sword tries to stab me in the comments. That's what they've been doing. Yeah, it's hilarious. Cause I just see a person comment the shit on it, and it, well, not really the shit on it, but just comment truthfully how the game is, and then you just got this little freaking knight with the sword going in there, just saying, "Oh, actually," just, oh my god, yeah, you're with that. If the person said that, the person said that. I'm sorry to tell you, the first shot is usually the first shot. You're not responding to the first shot. I'm sorry, your corporation has a lot of suits in it. Yeah, good. There's Testarossa again. Magani. Yeah, they just crossed the... Yeah, they all just crossed the line at this point. At this point, I'm already halfway there. I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost getting done with this crappy race. As it goes. Cause yeah, this is a really bad race, I gotta say. I know it pays out like 140,000, but 12 minutes, I will say, with the highest performance is not really. I mean, no, it's kind of worth it. I'll be honest, it's a little worth it, but it's not like fun worth it, you know. It's just like, oh, just get there as quick as you can. There's no competition to deal with. Just get there as quick as you can. Well, except Gala there, but he's just BS anyways. And you probably just Real gal just comes around. What the fuck, man? It's true though, your eye is BS. Got terrible AI. Yeah, but well, I don't want to say terrible. I was saying notorious, technically. No matter what, you're gonna come across a terrible one. Yeah, I'm just showing all the dashboards since I got all this extra time. Oh crap! What was happening here? Yeah, I forgot about that. Looks like the Porsche was like driving off scene here. So what's happening here? But yeah, I love this long pause because yeah, I wanted to keep this in because look how long it took for the freaking pause for it to load there. And this is on the PlayStation 5 to the PlayStation 4 version, by the way. It still took that long. Oh man, he freaking slipped off the lane there and then careened into the two guardrails. Just like that. Jesus. Damn. I was also detected careen at some point too, I didn't know. Let's just see the rest of this competition unfold. I'm about 2/3 in. Got a 4C. That's the 4C versus the Testarossa, a competition you might not ever wanted, but you're getting it anyways. Yeah, he's been chasing the whole time. Some funny stuff. Son is watching him for a good second there. Alright, now let's see what the Maserati's doing. He's just by himself. Just day driving. And the Z8 and the Aston Martin's going at it. He's trying to pass Aston. Not surprised. If there's a thing BMW needs to bring back, they need to try the V8 again. Because the Z8 is an incredible BMW, I will say. Considering I believe the Z8 is like a modern BMW 507, which a 507 is a really old BMW. So the notorious inline 6 has a V8, I believe. Then you get the Mario P400 Bertone, Countach, 25th anniversary. Yeah, I do gotta remind that. Yeah, there's two Countaches. You get the 25th, which is like the last of the Countaches, sort of. Tuscan Speed 6. Because the Countach was constantly being made for, I would want to say at the late, I would say that 25th anniversary was the last straw to it. Before the Lamborghini Diablo, which for terms of Diablo, we got the GTR, we don't have the regular base one. Again, the regular base one was kind of notorious. Yeah, now on to the World Touring Car 900 at Trail Mountain Circuit. Yeah, we're on all like no tomorrow, because what we're driving here is the Sauber Mercedes C9. A very, very fast car. And a legend for a good reason. So it has, I want to say at the time, probably the fastest V8. So this thing goes 990 plus horsepower. This thing is crazy quick for the World Touring Car 900. Although not surprised because Group C's are on par. Matter of fact, I do gotta say, I think the Group C's should get taken down to Grade 2 now. But more power to them. Anyways, they are prototypes after all. And Grade 1s represent majority of prototypes. I just find that the Sauber or the Group C cars in general should just be knocked down to Grade 2. Because these are old Grade 1 cars. So yeah. That's like the really old GT500s are grade 3s, while the later ones like 2008 are grade 2s. I will say they're like in between of grade 2, but they're grade 2s. And then the later grade 2s don't technically feel like grade 2s, they feel like grade 1s for the GT500s. Considering they can hit 900 pp, which is quite a goal to achieve, so, you know. But I will say the 900 is special for that reason. So surprisingly, we don't have any pan cars in this race, just grade 2s majority. I would like to see some Group C fan cars to see how interesting it gets. Because they hit only like 870, so I don't see what gives there. I'm still seeing the Toyota Supra in here, because that's a grade 3 race car. Although if they later turn around and add the yellow hat one, then yeah, I'll change my mind about that. I will also say, if you're adding the yellow hat Supra, please add the special 370, your 370 or 350Z GT500 race car. That was a sick race car too. And probably add the R34, the last R34 GTR race car. And then in the future, I would say for grade 3, add the R33, because the Supra does need a contestant. I would say the R33 pure GTR would be the example. Or the special Le Mans element, one that works too. I got two NSX concepts, so we got NSX Bros. Considering all high pins away in GTR, another grade 3. And again, we also have a McLaren F1 here too, that's also grade 3. Because yeah, that's the pre-GTR, that's not the later GTR. That's the BMW GTR, it's the later. I mean, don't get me wrong though, these grade 3s are fast though, at least. But I don't think they're fast for this competition though. They're really kind of just existing, to be honest. They're kind of fast, they're just not that crazy fast. Now the 2008 GT500 right here is pretty fast. I wouldn't say crazy fast, but they're there. Cause yeah, if I had to readjust this, I would put the 2008s, the 2016s, and if the future there's a 2019 model from the Data League, that could happen too, and then our Data League rumor, I should say, Fire Rate rumor. So don't take me for factual. But if this is true though, 219s would be up here too, and then I could think lastly add the Group C race cars, because I wouldn't think they'd be that broken. I wouldn't think they'd be. I would say they'd easily be on par with this RCF here. That car's fast enough, and I already shown it from last week. Now I'm driving the Sauber. But yeah, it's kind of funny to have the SC, although later it becomes RC, but SC430 though, because that is a infamous car, because by Top Gear standards, that is considered one of the worst cars ever made. In terms of a sports car, because while it does have I will say in some options it has 2JZ, by interior design, I guess it's the worst, and outside looking, it's not the greatest in their eyes. But yeah. To me, though, I don't think it looks bad on the outside, but the interior, though, I assume it's pretty bad. If it's as true as it is. Of course, I'm gonna say you said hit a guardrail there. That was a BMW F1 GTR, so hold on to ground. Those are contenders, you treaders, so luckily there's that. And the GTR always trying to pass the 99. That's just funny. You got the NSX Bros still getting postponed by this F1 GTR. That is just funny. Oh wait, one of them's making a pass. You going for it? You did it. Now to separate the bros. Or this 5 turbo DTM. Watch. Oh yeah, there's also RCF rows. I keep forgetting. Like, oh yeah, at the front here. This Cyber just haul butt because yeah, this thing can probably hit 230 like no problems. 230 miles per hour. So I may even have to change the gears higher because let's say I had to change the gears after like the first lap test around this. Like oh yeah, it gonna eat through those gears. But yeah, it's a 5-speed. But yeah, to mention about the Sauber is the reason why Mercedes back in the motorsports too, after the big incident they had with, I believe, with the Mercedes former car, that W127. I think that was the, it was either that or some other former car, but it was an infamous wreck that Mercedes said to themselves that they would never participate racing ever again. But guess what? They turned around after that. After a good while, and thanks to Sauber, so you kind of have to thank Sauber for that. Because Sauber asked Mercedes if they could have their V8 motor, and not only they got their V8 motor, they also collab by Mercedes. So that's why they had the big old V8, because I think they had a V10 or V12 beforehand for the C8, C7. From the notes I watched from my one YouTuber guy. So pretty interesting stuff. And I'll just hightail it the way there, because yeah, of course this is one of those events. But oh yeah, you just beat the competition at this point. I could just cut straight to it, just edit it straight to that, but nah. I will only edit it if it was a terrible one, like that one hour one they had for a special event, which that was a terrible event. 100,000 for an hour. Although I will admit, I do have something to say that I kind of hope they do in the future, because I would like them to fix the whole mission mode, because here's the thing, I actually do like those mission tracks, but I have one big issue about those mission tracks. You do not get paid after the initial. You do not get a payment in return for doing it. And my saying to that, and to help this problem, I would add a payment clause where you can do the endurance again. You only get 1 week after doing it. So you have to wait a week after doing the first permit. That way people can't repetitively grind, but if they ever want to do that one ever again, you just have to wait until it comes back around. That'll be crazy, but yeah. If they want to fix the hole on that, I'd say do that. Yeah, it's a terrible hole about when it comes to those mission mode 1 hour endurances, because they're cool and all. The problem is you only get to do it like once, because once you get paid that initially, you can't get any earn on that whatsoever. Matter of fact, I might make a special video in the future about errors in Gran Turismo I wish they were fixed. But they are going to be specifically targeting this single player stuff, because I know nothing about the multiplayer because I haven't bothered touching it. So, what to say? I know 3 errors so far. I know one is the tire selection when it comes to custom racing. Because your opponents don't use your tires, they are sometimes just using, instead of soft hards, they'll use comfort softs. Or that's the soft hards. I said sports. I meant sports hards. I meant they use comfort softs instead. If that car was presented that way with those tires. So there's a case of that. However, they use if you use racing tires, they use racing tires, but they'll only use the racing hard tires. However, which that does kind of somewhat fix the problem, but the problem is you then have to, no matter what, use racing hard tires, which is not what you made the build ideally for. You made the build ideally for the sports hard. So you're kind of hoping the AI uses that, but they don't. They don't use it. And then the other one, of course, is the mission one I just mentioned, where you could probably just turn around and, you know, turn it into a week basis or something. If you guys are that bad about it, or a daily basis. I would probably say daily basis, but then again, you know, the only thing I would also say they will probably have to reduce it if they're gonna go daily basis, because that's a lot of money for a handout, I gotta say. Because I think it's like a 1.5 mil. That's a lot. They won't like that one bit. They're that greedy. Just at best you can get $1 million an hour, which I say that through well, there is a 1 hour endurance for the 800 PP, I believe, the World Tour one for Spa Frankenchaps. Or you could technically get $1 million through the. I say $1 million loosely, it's like less than $1 million, but it's dang well close. Through the World Championship, the last championship you do, because they haven't added more championships. But yeah, speaking of the third one, I can think of championships being another one. Add more championships, because why has there not been any more? Oh, like for some fun ones. Like, I don't know, I'm surprised they haven't did a former car one, matter of fact. It's kind of crazy. Or, you know, maybe turn those special events into a championship. That'd be the other thing to consider. It's just kind of weird. It's like you guys got these championships, but they're just kind of just there. Yeah, if I have a lot of complaints when it comes to this game, this is one of those cases, is that. Besides, the obvious case would be the freaking progression rubber band, because sometimes that thing gets ridiculous, and that's the reason I don't do hard mode. Matter of fact, if anything, hard mode would be the fifth one of the Arrows Gran Turismo, and how would I fix it? I'll just up the cost, or just up, or no, not up it, but guaranteed clean bonus. Where medium, you have to do the clean bonus, you have to drive clean. Hard, no. I say no, no to clean, but you guaranteed to have it. If that's what I mean, so. Yeah, I gotta realize about the Audi RS5. It's kind of weird looking at its size because it's so gutted in. Unlike the GT500s, which is kind of funny because the DTMs are technically like the GT500s. Although I will say DTMs to me are kind of less performance because it shows. They do have a DRS system though, but then again, maybe the GT500s also have that. Because that is a 2019, and more of a reason why the 2019 GT500s might show up. Because they did at one point a competition between the DTMs and the GT500s, and it was pretty interesting. The problem was, after that, the GT500 would have to go international, and they chose not to do that because GT500 doesn't want to go international. They want to keep it at their home ground, so instead they just kept themselves national. It is kind of weird though, because then it sounds like DTM wants to do that, but then they also didn't do that. So it's weird. It's a very weird situation. Also, I say guess loosely because they could have. I can't really tell in that part. I don't really check racing media, so you know. Would I do if I given the chance? Yeah. I just don't know where to look. Funny part. I mostly just watch stuff on YouTube, so my sources and stuff. So you know, it's not the greatest of sources, but it gives me an example of what to think about when it comes to things. And you know, wiki notes and stuff like that. If I ever want to try to look at the wiki stuff. Yeah, now onto the final lap here for the Sauber. Got my way there. Like, there's been cases where I also thought about writing down notes and stuff because I'm such a lazy butt. I should technically type down my notes and crap so that way I know what to plan for the future. Like Hideo Kojima puts it on the floppy drive. Puts all of his plans on the floppy drive in case he so happens to pass away. I cannot believe that. That was a funny bit of news I have ever read. I don't blame it though. It'd be useful. Don't worry, people. I have it on my Google Documents. You'll be fine. But yeah, here's the rewards for this weekly, which, yeah, I have 2 additional driver marathons, or no, maybe 3. I think it was actually 3. Take that back. Alright, let's see what we get for number 1. Garbage. Freaking garbage for the Toyota GR Super RZ, the titanium connecting rods. I'm just gonna pay for those, to be honest. I'm not gonna go out of my way just to put those on. Hello, error number 6, by the way. Speaking of, that's like the engine sods. I don't even allow my way to put the engine sods. I just have them. Just have them. It's like, oh yeah, Mustang, which is interesting. Mustang GT 2015 though. That's very, very interesting that part. And on to number 4. Another 4-star. Oh my god, springs! I'm just gonna pay for those as well, because that's for the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series 2020. And then we got this money. Pocket change, yeah! It kind of feels like. And then this last one, which is a 6-star ticket, which I'm sadly say it's also technically not a great reward, but I mean, it's better than nothing. Although I'll admit, if I got a vision card, it's easily $1 million. I could turn around and sell that, so you know. Because I will say, technically a vision card is better than just getting 500,000. So, but yeah, that basically ends that for the rewards and stuff. So, anyways, that is basically it for what I have to show you for the Grand Theft Auto 7 weeklies and all. I hope you enjoyed what you watched and stuff. But yeah, I decided to change the outro to make it look like, you know, a lot better. Just made driving a car for 1 lap, which in this case I'm driving the Suzuki Carry just for one lap around Laguna Seca and stuff for the heck of it. But I'll see you all next time. You guys take care, and I hope you enjoyed what you watched, and ciao.